Hey everybody, it's Becca here with video 31 and happy Monday. Now this exercise is probably going to be for some of your upper level kids. You can absolutely modify it and adjust it as needed for some younger students, but I typically do this work with juniors and seniors. So just as a heads up about that, and I actually really love teaching DP theater. And one of the things that I loved about it was the opportunity to dive in and learn things that I didn't know. Right, that's just always the best about teaching, I think, is learning what you don't know. So in my discoveries as a DP theater, I came across Pina Bausch, which was someone I was very unfamiliar with. And she's really she is the Tons theater movement. And just really great, super quirky, downright weird in some ways, but fabulous, right? So one of the things that is an element or an aspect of hers is the use of repetition. She also does so much with journaling and really interviewing and getting to know people to create her pieces of theater. And I think for those of you guys who are really, I've seen a lot of people wanting to process and record the pandemic and what this has been like for students. And her work would be a really interesting way to explore that. But that's probably another video. Anyway, so Pina Bausch, what I would do for an asynchronous task, you could do it synchronously, but I think it really is an asynchronous task, is using her repetition. So what she does is she creates a series of movements that get faster and faster or slower and slower to create some intensity and to really tell a story. And so there's a sequence, and I think that there's a YouTube link that I can post. I actually found the sequence through something else, but I'm pretty sure I can post the YouTube one. But she starts with a couple, right, who is embracing, and then a person walks into the room, and he adjusts them, and then he leaves, and the couple resumes what they were doing, and then he comes back in, and it's this interruption, and it builds this real tense moment in theater. So what I would ask students to do for the asynchronous task is to think about a feeling or an emotion or an event that they want to portray, and then to give themselves a series of 5 to maybe 8 movements. You could go up to 10, but the point is the beauty of the movements, right? So have them identify 5 to 10 movements, and this is a nonverbal game or a nonverbal exercise, and have them create a recording of them doing those movements over and over and over in an intensifying fashion. So if it is to be funny, it gets funnier and funnier and funnier. Pina Bausch's work is not super comedic, I wouldn't say. So it might be getting more and more and more intense. And again, the link that I will give you a great example of it, but it's a really interesting way for students to explore repetition and what does each movement really mean, and how can you tell a story with just repeated movement, and can you tell a story that way? So hope that is a great exercise for you, one I love to do in my classroom when I'm teaching DP, so highly recommend it. It's great. Like I said, tends to get a little bit more serious, and I really would explore it with older kids, but you can make it work with some younger kids too. Anyway, I hope you are having a lovely, lovely, lovely day. I am pretty excited that we are getting close and I get to move back to the US in like 6.5 weeks. Woo! So very excited. Anyway, have a great one, and I will see you guys tomorrow.